All right, so in my day-to-day sourcing, I came across this chart and I did actually buy this item. And it's an atypical chart by most standards. Now, with time, I've become very comfortable and actually I seek out unusual charts. And I'm just going to share with you what I really like about this and different data points that I look at, and just like a complete evaluation of how I analyze this chart and why I did do a test buy on it. Okay. So I'm going to take you through the 3 month, the year, and the entire snapshot, just kind of walking you through all of the points that I'm looking at. Okay. So starting off, here we are in the 3 month snapshot, right? Right off the bat, I did an out of stock search. So I love when there's out of stock because if you can find it, especially at the right price, you can always try to set the new standard as far as what it goes for, right? So right off the bat, out of stock, I like no competition, supply demand, charge a premium. So that's always good. Before even looking at the chart, one review. So I don't think instantly that it's like a crazy good seller, but I've sold the brand before. One review could mean it sold 100 times, 1,000 times. It doesn't mean nothing, right? Going over here, the last time it was in stock, it sold for $78, and the buy box before that got captured at $83.99. So I like the price point on that, okay? For me personally, one of the moats that I've really come to enjoy is higher ticketed items. I think most people get a little concerned or cautious about purchasing higher ticket items, and so that provides an opportunity. There hasn't really been a constant sales rank, which turns people off or sellers off. But for me, I understand that's just one of the many data points. You know, here the sales rank was captured at 166,000, then it's fallen off. So not a whole lot of activity in the last 3 months, but I know the brand. I like the price point. I like that it did actually sell. And I know that because if you look here, there was one seller when it was listed for $78, and then there was none, right? So that means they sold out of it. So now when we go to the year to try to get some more information, and by the way, with every product, I'm almost always looking at the year and the whole history to get as much information as I can from simply clicking two extra buttons in the lower right-hand corner. In case you're not familiar, it's all right there. So spanning out a little, it sold here for $74.99, then went out of stock. Okay. And then prior to that, there was only one seller this entire time. So you don't know if they're going through their inventory or not, but if they had 100 pieces of stock, or if they had one piece of stock in stock and they were the only seller, that seller line would look the same. So that's not super telling, right? But it did look like there was a seller before that that sold here for $69. There was one seller and then it went out of stock again there. Now let's go to the whole history of this. And this is where it really paints a better picture for me at least. Basically where my cursor is over, you can see there's really good seller count fluctuation. Like it was two, then three, then one, then three, then two, then three, then two, then three, down to one, down to none. The reason I like seller count fluctuation is because sellers come in and then they go out. And when they go out or it dips, that's telling me they're selling through their inventory. Okay. And so because of that, that's a great indicator that it has sold, right? And from the whole history of this in 2023, 2022, good steady seller count fluctuation. So just based off of that information, right? I've sold the brand. There's one review. In the history of this product, there's seller count movement. All of that stuff I like in itself. High price point, right? Um, and there's historically hardly been a sales rank. So, do I think this is necessarily a home run, incredible product? Not necessarily, but do I think it can be a winner where I sell 5 to 10 a month with no competition at 100% ROI because I can charge a premium and most people aren't looking at all of this information and understanding this chart or even knowing how to get this chart in front of them? I just simply did an out of stock search for this brand. So, all of those things tied in, I'm not saying I'm buying 20 of these. I might buy five of them or three of them, right? And just kind of, but I do this with a lot of products. And then you know what happens? You're pleasantly surprised sometimes on how successfully they move. And other people won't know that because it doesn't even come across their plate. So this is just a real life example of a unique Keepa chart. I'll make more videos I have before on how I seek out of stock items to begin with and why that's such a big part of my game and something I like to do daily. But I just wanted to kind of break this chart down with you, why I bought five of them, especially given my price point. You know, if I could sell it for, I didn't mention, but like the 80 bucks, I think that's like 40% ROI for me. But naturally, I should also mention this. Last time the buy box, it was captured at 83.99. I'm going to try to sell this for 90, 95, 100, and then slowly work my way down. Because if I'm the only seller and I do capture the buy box, it's a good chance that I can really charge a premium and have no competition, at least for the foreseeable future. So just wanted to share that with you all. I'm Jonathan, Duke Does Amazon. Take care.